Hi, everybody. Queen Crystal King in the building. Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a good day. Well, a couple of my broadcasts I did not do, and the ones in particular that I'm speaking of is the day after Sunday and Dear Crystal. Uh, I've been going through a few things, but I've been keeping in contact with my friends and family, letting them know what's going on. The last time we spoke, I was telling you that, hi, watermelon sugar, my love. I was telling you that the chemo pill that I was taking was of the lowest dose. And when I went to get my numbers checked, my numbers doubled, which was not a good thing. So they took me off of that medicine and I have to go back on IV. That's not what I wanted, but that's what's needed. So that's something I had to accept, not only in my mind, but in my heart. And I believe that what the doctors are doing for me and their course of treatment is what's best for me. So I was having problems with getting my medicine approved by my insurance company. They approved one medicine, but they didn't approve the other. One medicine is another chemo. The other medicine is supposed to stop the growth of the cancer. And even if it doesn't completely stop, it will slow it down. And each medicine will have a job to do. So I'm continuing to believe that God has everything under control, which He always has and He always will. My pain level has been a little unmanageable. I'm grateful for those who call and check on me and text me and ask me how I'm feeling and if I ate and all that good stuff. Definitely watermelon sugar. Definitely Boss Lady, New Jersey. Hi, Regina. So, where I'm at now is I just got the word that my insurance approved both medicines. The first time I told you guys about the update, they approved one and didn't approve the other. Well, yesterday I found out that they approved them both. So I'll be starting my IV back again very soon. The sad part is I just lost the first cousin from what I'm fighting, and that's cancer. So there's another person in my family that did not make it with the fight against cancer. It affected me for a while. I kind of isolated a little bit, but I know that everyone's journey is an individual journey. We may have the same captain, but we don't necessarily have to have the same results. And she was a really cool cousin. And I'm really sorry that she's not here anymore. So, what it does is it just makes me want to fight harder. It just makes me want to fight harder, you know, because I don't, because I'm not vaccinated and I don't have the preventative medicines that I need to protect me. I won't be able to attend the services. But I'll be there in spirit. I'll be there in spirit. It's just a crazy time right now for me. Thank you, Watermelon Sugar. Thank you, Regina. It's just a crazy time right now for me. But this is the time where I really have to let God know that I know who He is and I know what He can do. And I know the people that He sent my way is giving. And one moment. I know the people that He sent my way is giving me the love and the support that I need to continue to do what I need to do. I'm not stopping at all. I'm not stopping. I'm going to continue to fight. I have a fantastic team, and they definitely have my best interests at heart. Ugh. I've got a lot of support from some individuals on YouTube. They sent me prayers. They share my videos. And they let me know that I'm still in their hearts and I'm still in their minds. And I can appreciate that. Hey, boss lady. So this particular update was just to let you know that both medicines have been approved. I'll be starting them very soon. My heart is a little heavy because I just lost a first cousin from what I'm fighting, and that's cancer. So the last thing I want to do, the last thing I want to do is give up. That's the last thing I want to do. Thank you guys for not allowing me to give up. Thank you for coming over and visiting me and coming on my channel, to allow me to share my journey with you. Another reason why I share my journey is because there's absolutely no way I could have predicted this for myself or for any member of my family. So it hit me like a ton of bricks. And God forbid, should this ever happen to any of you or someone else that you love, maybe you can refer to something that I've said, or maybe a treatment that I've tried, a medicine that I've tried, or even the hospital that I've tried. The things that I go through, I share with you guys. And I'm telling you, I did not want to have to make another video hooked up to the chemo in the IV. I did not want to have to do that, but I accept it. It doesn't mean that God is not God. It doesn't mean that He will not bless me or heal me. Either way it goes, I'll be healed on earth or be it in heaven. He's going to take this from me. We're not going to let you give up. If I could take your pain away and help you get through this, I would in a heartbeat. I'm here in every way that I possibly can. I love you so much. I love you right back. And another thing, you guys don't have to stay in my bushes. You can come on down and talk to me. I would appreciate that. I'd like to know that I'm reaching as many people as possible. I'd like to thank you for your prayers. I'd like to thank you for encouraging me. And the chats that I do drop down in, you ask me how I'm feeling. I just would like to thank you. I'm not a beefer. I'm not into drama and all that kind of stuff. But you guys already know that if you start it with me, I'm going to finish it. Hi, Ivan. All I want to do is just come over here and talk to you guys, relax, take my mind off of some things, help you if I can. I'm not a taker, I'm a giver. And if there's anything that I can do to help anyone within reason, I will. Because you guys help me so much. Sometimes when I'm not on live or I want to go on live, I'll read my comments. But there are not many comments. Sometimes when I'm live, I can see people watching me, and I really would love for you to come down and just join us. I want to encourage, strengthen, and walk beside anyone who shares my journey. It's an unfortunate journey. It's not a journey that I chose, but it's my journey nonetheless. Regina said, Crystal, I'm sincerely sorry for your loss. May the universal God create you and your family His favors. I apologize, and I wish I could engage more, but I am multitasking, always supporting. Thank you, Gina. I'm way too emotional today. Okay. That makes two of us. Oh, Grant. Okay. Yeah, that makes two of us. These are things that we could really, truly use our platforms for. Let's encourage one another. Excuse me. Let's help one another. This is not something that I ever tried to hide. I never tried to hide that I'm suffering. I never tried to hide that. And I never will. Hey, I mean, that makes three of us. Thank you so much. As uncomfortable as this can be, and when you see and hear people close to you that lost their battle with what you're battling, it's not easy to talk about, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it for her. I'm going to do it for my nephew. He lost his battle at 15 years old. My two grandmothers, my great grandfather. I have a history in my family, and the toll is rising. There's someone listening to me right now that has just as many tears coming down their face as I do, but they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to take a chance on people making fun of them or dragging them or giving them health reads and stuff. You can come and talk to me. You can leave me a comment. You can email me. We can encourage each other. It doesn't have to be the death sentence that it always was before we had so many different treatments that we can use or try. And it's a lot of different research that's out there that's available to me. My insurance is expensive, very expensive, but very worth it. So they keep me posted on what they would like to try. But the one thing I like about my doctors is that they never said to me, we tried everything and there's nothing else we can do. They never said that to me. God has never said to me that he tried everything he could do and there's nothing else he could do for me. So that means that I have work to do. That means that if my voice is the voice that stands up to this ugly, painful disease called cancer, then I will. This is really hard. This is really hard because I want you guys to hear me. I really want you guys to hear me. Hear me through my laugh, hear me through my cry, hear me through my pain. That all this is temporary. It's temporary. It will not last forever. Regina said, Crystal, this is your journey and your story to tell. no matter what it is. Fun, laughter, tears, pain, loss, gains, food, or cooking. You are loved and appreciated. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I have a lot of questions and not many answers. And I said it on another video. Excuse me. And I'll try to explain it again. When I made a video and said that this is my last IV treatment, I was so happy because that IV treatment really depletes me quickly. But it directly goes into my chest. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people who went through some treatments and I've got some scars. I've got some battle wounds. But I only got them because I was in a battle. And I'm still in a battle. Possibly more to come. I don't know. I can't claim perfection. And I want you to run from anybody who does. But I'm going to give it all I got. But if I need to call someone and try to get some strength, or just to hear someone else's voice besides my own. Sorry about that. Oh, my tongue gets a little tied. I had explained before, in case anyone didn't know, that sometimes with the medicine and things, it makes like little bubbles, like little ulcers in my mouth. And it's a little hard for me to project my words. And it sounds like I'm slurring, but I'm not slurring at all. But back to what I was saying about the IV, I was so happy that that was over with. They even took one treatment off because it was depleting me so fast. And that's when they put me on the chemo pill. That's something that I was supposed to be on for 2 years. But after 3 months, my numbers doubled and they took me off of it. So that's when they decided to put me back on the IV. After my surgery, I said that the surgeons told me that they got everything. I had a total hysterectomy. I had to get my spleen removed. I had to get my bowel rerouted. I lost my belly button because the cancer had wrapped around my belly button. It was actually stage 4 ovarian cancer. I had my surgery 6 months ago. I'm healing very well. But like I said, the surgeons were very happy with the results of the surgery. And I was happy with it as well because they came and did what they said they were going to do. They got everything that they could see with their naked eye. But I had to have another test to make sure that It was all gone. So there's nothing that they could have done with what showed up on the next test that I took. That next test showed that there were microscopic particles. And that was the plan with the chemo pill. So they started me on the lowest dose to see how I could tolerate it. I didn't quite know how to take it when they said that they still found cancer after the surgery. But I understood it when they said that the only way that they saw it was with this other test. Had the surgeons saw it when they were doing the surgery, which actually was about 11 to 12 hours surgery, they would have gotten it. So 3 months later, after the chemo pill, I tolerated it pretty well. And, you know, my numbers doubled. They didn't want to double the medication because I had had complications before with other things. Actually, my very first chemo treatment, they had to stop. You have to really prep before you do your IV chemos. They have to make sure that your levels are good. Potassium is very important. Magnesium is very important. They have to check and see if your hemoglobin is good. If your blood is too low, you may need a transfusion before all that. They give you Benadryl so that you won't have a allergic reaction, which is what I had from the very first treatment. And the treatment takes hours. So that's why I turn on my live and I talk to you guys while I'm doing my chemo. So that's what's about to happen again. Hopefully, you guys will join me. We can have lunch. My appetite has picked up. And that's good. At first, I couldn't tolerate liquids or solids. And again, it was depleting me. And I was getting very weak. And I wasn't able to walk or stand without assistance. So I was in and out of the hospital for fusions and blood transfusions and things like that. But I haven't had a blood transfusion in quite some time, thank God. They've made it possible where I can take my potassium at home and my magnesium at home so I don't have to go and get the fusions. But I have to get my pain medicine recalibrated. This is not the type of stuff that people want to hear about all the time. I get it. It may be a little depressing, like, oh God, she's talking about cancer again, and she's talking about being in pain, and she's crying, and she's this, and I'm gonna go to a chat that's lit. I'm not gonna go to her chat, but I go to your chat. Okay. So I'm not going to stop spreading awareness. Please get your mammograms. Men, please get your prostate checked at your appropriate age. Please find out what your family history is. Please find out what your family history is. It's important to sit down and talk with your children, talk with your parents, ask your parents about their parents. It's very important. I had to take, well, yeah, I did. I took a genetics test. And 5 years ago, I had stage 2 triple negative breast cancer. And I got the chemo and the radiation and the surgery, and that never came back. Later on, I got diagnosed with stage 4 ovarian cancer. And when I took the genetics test, I found out that I inherited genes from both sides of my family, from my father's side and from my mother's side. My mother's mother passed as a direct result of breast cancer. Of course, that was very unsettling for me when I found out that I had breast cancer. To talk about it brings up a lot of feelings in me, and it makes me shaky, and I almost want to stop, but I can't stop. Somebody has to hear me. Somebody has to hear me. My love, my love, one was told it was nothing else they could do. It's hard. Yeah. Thank you, boss lady. Thank you, watermelon sugar. I thank y'all for coming down. Sometimes I sit here and I do these lives and it's absolutely nobody in the chat. And I talk anyway. So back to where I was. I inherited genes from both sides of my family. When my mother was aware of what was happening, she never stopped supporting me. She never stopped loving me, and she never stopped praying for me. But it gave awareness to my sons. I have 2 sons in their 30s. And one of my sons has children. And just because they're males, it doesn't mean that they can't carry the gene. I pray to God that they don't. Sometimes it skips a generation. This is another reason why I want my voice on here. So, God forbid if anything was to happen to my sons or their babies, it wasn't anything that was intentional. But at least they will know their history, and the doctors will know what direction to start in to save their lives. Talk about whatever you want, whatever you want to on your platform. It's informative. Yeah. Thank you, baby. And I was talking to my youngest son, and I just grabbed him and I just held him and I said, baby, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. A lot of insurances don't pay for the genetic test. And a lot of insurances won't pay for it if you don't have a history. So this is something I just want to let you guys know, that when you see me and I'm somewhere and I'm laughing and I'm joking and I'm having a good time, I really needed that time. I really needed to hang out, and I really needed to take my mind off of what I can't escape. It's not escaping if you take your mind off of it. I still have to deal with it. But I just love hanging out with hanging out in the VIP section, hanging out with Watermelon Sugar. Yeah, I mean, I love hanging out with you and Regina. And I just take that little time and just have fun. And you guys make me feel welcome. But the fact remains that I still have to spread awareness about this early detection of cancer. A lot of people self medicate if something's hurting or something doesn't seem right, or if it's that pain that you've been so used to for years and years and years. If you lay this way, it doesn't hurt that much. If you lay that way and it doesn't hurt that much. I have other health issues besides recovering and fighting cancer. So I didn't think that cancer was the problem, was the actual catalyst. I didn't think that. But when you get more extensive testing, when I found out about it, it was already stage 4. So that's why I say that early detection is the key. And even at stage 4, I'm still here. That surgery left me with over 50 staples in my stomach, but I'm still here. I walk with a rolling walker, but I'm still here. I had to have 24-hour care. I wasn't allowed to be left by myself at any time, or else they were going to put me in a facility where someone would be able to monitor me 24 hours a day. Right now, I'm talking to you guys and I'm by myself. The only way I can compare myself is to myself. No matter how I feel today, I don't want to go backwards. I don't want to go back where I started from. I'm not ashamed. I'm not embarrassed. I'm glad that someone doesn't have to tell my story for me. I can tell it myself. I'm going to start my new IV treatment, which is something I thought I didn't have to do anymore, but I will. I'll try to go live when I'm doing my IV treatments. I have on my channel a couple of times, talk to you guys. And I'm just going to keep doing what I got to do. I appreciate 1, 2, or however many of you choose to help me stand, contribute in something that's funny, or let me know that it's okay, or include me in your prayer. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful for that. But the medicine being approved is a good thing. I just know what I'm facing. So maybe I'll see you guys later on tonight. Hi, your pleasure. I've been getting the love that you send me. I thank you very much for that. I'm still here. Thank you for continuing to tell your truth. You're welcome, Regina. Thank you, Watermelon Sugar. And again, for those who came to spend time with me today, Watermelon Sugar, Regina, Yamin, your pleasure, Diving, people in the skybox. I appreciate you guys very much for allowing me to say what I needed to say as best I could say it. Thank you, Boss Lady New Jersey. Okay, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for coming. And if whenever possible, just leave a comment. Sometimes when it's in the still of the night, and I go through my comments and I read them, they really do help. And One Proud Grandma, thank you so much for sharing my video and putting that prayer on your community wall. I thank you for thinking of me, and I pray that everything is going well for you. And if there's anything that I can do for you, you let me know. Huggies. Love, peace, and chicken grease.